I always want to hear Kitzur. I do want to first.
Okay. Tzimmer Kuf Tzadi Vav Hilchos Einin B'Chol uB'Shabbos uB'Yom Tov. So test Misha Meis LeMeis B'Shabbos. Somebody who had a mace die on Shabbos, given to also the cover since you're not allowed to bury him today, Lecholul of Aninus. He's got no Aninus and Mutter B'Basar V'Yayin V'Chay V'Chol Mitzvahs. So therefore he's allowed to have Basar and Yayin, and he's chayav to do all mitzvahs. V'chutz mitasha shamitash also except for intimacy, which is also v'gam also b'talmud Torah. He's also not allowed to learn having dvarim shebetzina, anything betzina. So that's not Shabbos b'farhesia. So then it's dvarim shebetzina. V'mushliach tzibur, meaning so learning is dvarim shebetzina, and intimacy is dvarim shebetzina. V'mushliach tzibur, im yesh acher l'spalo lo yispalo hu. If he's a shliach tzibur, there's somebody else to daven, then he shouldn't daven. There's nobody else, Yispalahu, then he could be the chazan. If the mace is his father or mother, Yochel Leimer Kaddish, Makom Shein Sharavelim, he could say the Kaddish. Makom Sharavelim, Lo Yomer Kaddish, Kaidam Kfura, he should not say the Kaddish before the Kfura. I am B'Sefer Sharideya. There was a big machlokes by my father when he was nifter. It was a big machlokes because he was nifter on a Friday, and then the Levaya wasn't until Motzei Shabbos, and there was a machlokes. We lemaisa, I think we said kaddish. Let's say the Einin is already an oval for his father, his mother. He says kaddish like anybody else. Next, close to evening, he should read Kriya Shema without the brachas, and he should not daven Ma'ariv. See what he's saying? He's saying even though Shema is supposed to be after day, but the problem is, meaning at night, the problem is that at night he's potter back to being an Einin. Right? So, but he should at least say Shema. Meaning before Shabbos is over. Some say he should even daven Ma'ariv. Meaning he davens early Ma'ariv. He doesn't do Avdallah, Mutter Lecha B'Loi Avdallah, and he's allowed to eat without Avdallah. Ula'achash yikavar ha'meis, Yavdallah ala kois, and after the mace is buried, then he should make Avdallah ala kois. Depending on when that is. If it's on Sunday, then he doesn't make H or Psalm. Even if he's not buried into the next day, Yachal Avdallah ala kois, he can make Avdallah ala kois, V'Loi al ner, on ner Psalm, but not on ner and Psalm. The Mutter lahavdil ad yom gimel b'Shabbos, because it's Mutter. Say Avdallah until Tuesday. But Tfilas Shachris, Shu Mispalo, B'Shaloi Avar Zmana, Ein Omer Atochen Antano. By Shachris, where he davens with B'Shaloi B'Zmana, right? Meaning if he's like, I think we saw this yesterday, right? That once the Zman passes, he doesn't have to make Tashlumin, right? And then he doesn't say Atochen Antano. All right, because that's really a Motzei Shabbos thing. Fine. Yud Aleph and Tzarech Leis Erev Lelechas V'Beisa At Samach L'Tchum Shabbos. If he needs to go in the evening from his house, it's close to Tchum Shabbos, Sheyelech and to Shabbos L'Makam Acher. In order to, meaning he wants to start his trip. So he figures he'll go to the Tchum, right? And then he'll get a little closer. Bishvil tzarchei mace, and he's doing this because of the mace. Aishu tzarch leis erev less like as a gabayim bechaver kadisha the way he calls it. Ashri simam ba'ad makam makfura, or he needs to be able to talk to the chaver kadisha right after Shabbos. So then he's allowed to. Then as soon as he starts walking, then it's chal on him aninus. Meaning because since even though we don't do Aninus on Shabbos, but since he started being busy with the mace on Shabbos, so therefore the Aninus kicks into him. Yud Beis mace better of Shabbos leis mincha be'inyan she'iev shalikar v'kadim Shabbos. If he died in erev Shabbos by mincha, right? So it's impossible to bury on Shabbos. Spalo gam mincha be'erev Shabbos, and he should daven mincha also because he's also considered Einim. Even though B'atim it's still weekday. You'd give him Meis B'Yom Rishon Shel Yom Tif. If he dies on the first day of Yom Tov, him right to recover Yom Day Akum. If he wants to bury him that day through an Akum Chalala Mayar Aninus, then it's Chalanim immediately Aninus. Mikol Shekain B'Yom Sheni, Kol Shekain on Yom Sheni Sheyochel Recover Gam Ba'atzmai. That he himself can be'etzim bury. We were be'etzim allowed to bury them dead on the second day Yom Tov. The Chalala Mayar Aninus, Fafilu Hu Ein a right to recover Yom. Even if he doesn't want to bury him on Yom Tov, it still would be Chal. Meaning the Aninus still stays on him. Yudalit, Misha Mesa Mutal Vana Belel Yom Tov Sheni. Let's say in the night of Yom Tov Sheni, there's a mace. Makom Shanago Lukavra Alidei Yisrael. If it's a makom that the minig is to bury Alidei Yisrael, Noyag Din Aninus, Afila Belayla, then there's Noyag Din Aninus even at night. Veina Amar Kiddush, Veina Echel Basa, Veina Shasiyan. He doesn't eat Kiddush, and he doesn't eat meat, and he doesn't drink wine. Aval. Belel Yom Tov Rishon, Afila Belel Yom Tov Sheni. Then, but if it happened on the first night, Yom Tif, or even in the second night, and it's in a community where they only bury the dead through Goyim, then there's no Aninus by night. Tesva Mishay Einin b'Motzei Yom Tif. Yaldu b'Yom Shalacharav. If you're an Einin b'Motzei Yom Tif, you make Havdalah the next day. Avaloi Acharkach, not after that. The only Yom Tov, you can only make Havdalah on the day after. Shabbos, you get 3 days. Yom Tov, you only get 1 day. Let's say an Einin has a son to give a bris to him. Somehow they can get the burial done before they leave the shul. By Shachar says, then the people burying should daven first, then bury the dead, then give a bris. When that's not possible, then you give the tinak bris by Shachris, because you have a mila and a mace, then the mila comes first. Right, meaning we're saying that the father cannot make the bracha of lachnisa b'ritza shalom avinu because he's an einin. Yud zayin einin ba'ori lu yadal v'nisan yasa shliach livdak esachametz v'chol chamira yomer ba'atzmoi. Right, einin and the or yadal and nisan he becomes a shliach to be by the chametz, and he says he could say the kol chamira because that's not you're just being mevatel the chametz. An Einin should not count that night. During the day after the Kfura, should count out a bracha. And after in other nights, we can continue with the bracha, as we know. If you remember to count during the day by Sfira, so then you can continue with the bracha. If he says the aninus is going to last the entire day, yispar afilu ba'aninus b'lei bracha, then even during aninus he should count without a bracha, kadesh yispar shara leilas v'bracha, in order that he can count the rest of the days with a bracha. I mean, it's important enough, even though he's an einin, so he should count without a bracha. Good test. Misha Mace, the reason why not to make a bracha is because he's really potter. But in order to not get into the whole shaila of whether he's missing days from the 49 days, so that's why we let him continue. You test Misha Meis Betfisa. Let's say somebody died in jail, and he's holding his body ransom, sort of like exactly what's going on now in Eretz Yisrael. And the relatives are not eininim, and they don't have avelos either. Since they were not mayayish from burying him, and they're looking forward, they're hoping to make a deal with the Moshel. If the Krayve Ames are in Tvitas, like we said 2 days ago, and Einin is only pshat of somebody who can deal with the mace. If he can't deal with the mace, then he is not an Einin. So if the relatives are in jail, they don't have a din of Einin. Okay, we will stop there. I know it's not the most exciting subject that we've been learning here, but all right, what can you do? Anyways, everybody should have a fine night.